Welcome to Concrete Block, your go-to source for in-depth analysis and discussion of the latest news and trends. I'm your host, Walter, and we're glad you're joining us today. As we dive into our first segment, we're shifting gears from our usual focus on energy and geopolitics to bring you a special preview of an exciting upcoming event in the world of sports. The 2026 World Cup Qualifier is just around the corner, and one of the most anticipated matches is between Argentina and Venezuela. Scheduled to take place on September 4, 2025, at the iconic Estadio Monumental Antonio Vespuccio Liberty in Buenos Aires, this encounter promises to be a thrilling clash between two passionate football nations. For those looking to catch the action live, the match will be broadcast on Peacock, Universo, Telemundo, ViX and Fubo, with kickoff set for 7:30 p.m. ET. Looking at the odds, Argentina is currently favored to win, sitting at 390 according to DraftKings Sportsbook, while a draw is priced at plus 475, and Venezuela is considered the underdog at plus 1 Historically, these two teams have had a mixed bag of results in their head-to-head matchups, with Argentina generally holding the upper hand, but Venezuela pulling off some notable upsets over the years. In their last 5 matches, Argentina has shown strong form, with recent wins against Brazil and Chile. Meanwhile, Venezuela has experienced a mix of victories and defeats, including a win against Peru and losses to Uruguay and the USA. As we approach this highly anticipated qualifier, both teams will be looking to secure crucial points that could significantly impact their chances of making it to the World Cup. The energy in Buenos Aires is sure to be electric, with Argentine fans known for their dedication and passion. We'll continue to follow this story and provide updates as the match approaches. In the meantime, we invite our listeners to share their predictions and thoughts on social media using the hashtag #TConcreteBlock. That's all for now. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into the second segment of our show today, where we explore a developing story that's been making headlines around the world. Today, we're focusing on the protests in Indonesia, which have been ongoing for several days now. To give you some context, the protest started as a response to a series of issues, including economic hardships and state-funded perks for parliamentarians. However, things took a turn when footage emerged of an elite paramilitary police van running over a 21-year-old delivery driver during a student demonstration. This incident sparked widespread outrage and led to violent clashes between protesters and security forces. According to reports, hundreds of protesters have been arrested and over 3,000 people have been detained in a nationwide crackdown on protests. Sadly, 10 people have lost their lives and over 1,000 have been injured in incidents of rioting and looting. The situation is tense, and there are growing calls for an independent investigation into police violence. Student unions have been at the forefront of these protests, demanding action from the government and calling for reforms. In fact, 10 student unions met with lawmakers on Wednesday to demand an independent probe into police violence. While some progress has been made, with a police officer being fired for his role in the killing of the delivery driver, many feel that more needs to be done to address the root causes of these protests. It's essential to note that the Indonesian government has faced criticism for its handling of the situation, with some accusing them of using excessive force and suppressing freedom of speech. However, others argue that the government is working to balance the need to maintain order with the need to protect citizens' rights. As we continue to monitor this developing story, it's clear that the situation in Indonesia is complex and multifaceted. We'll be keeping a close eye on any further developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. For now, let's take a moment to consider the broader implications of these protests and the impact they may have on the country's future. It's a reminder that the relationship between citizens and their government is always evolving, and that the voices of those demanding change can be a powerful force for transformation. Stay tuned for our final story of the day, right here on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block, folks. We're wrapping up today's show with a story that's been making headlines around the world. The recent earthquake in Afghanistan has left devastating effects on the country, with thousands of people affected and many more struggling to access basic necessities like food, water, and shelter. As we delve into this story, it's essential to acknowledge the complexities of the situation. Afghanistan is a country that has been plagued by war, poverty, and political instability for decades, making it even more challenging for its people to cope with natural disasters like earthquakes. According to reports from reputable news sources, including the Economic Times and Reuters, the earthquake has resulted in significant loss of life and property damage. The affected areas are largely rural, with many villages completely destroyed or severely damaged. The United Nations and other humanitarian organizations are working tirelessly to provide aid, but the challenges are numerous and the funding gap is substantial. It's crucial to recognize that Afghanistan's isolation, exacerbated by funding cuts to foreign aid and restrictive policies, has worsened the crisis. The World Health Organization has highlighted a funding gap of $3 million, which is critical to keeping essential medicines and supplies flowing. The World Food Programme has also expressed concerns about its ability to support survivors beyond the next 4 weeks. As we discuss this story, it's essential to approach it with empathy and understanding. The people of Afghanistan are not just statistics or headlines, they are human beings who deserve our compassion and support. It's heartening to see organizations like the Norwegian Refugee Council calling for donors to go beyond life-saving relief and invest in long-term solutions that can help Afghans rebuild their lives. As we conclude this segment, we want to emphasize the importance of staying informed about global events and their impact on communities around the world. By doing so, we can foster a deeper understanding of the complexities involved and work towards creating a more empathetic and supportive global community. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.